Hey, hello. So we're gonna be talking about media and what's kind of affecting this world right now, especially when we look at media, there's so much going on, definitely. You notice that and then you want to pay attention who you follow on Instagram, especially like those bloggers, because when we're talking about media, because my major is media management. So when we talk about media, it's so broad and really huge, especially. Media is like we kind of dive into the investigation of the process of media. Like there's data that's being collected, so much information, especially government has access to media now. It's a crazy technology, really like controlling kind of vibe too, and it kind of gives people anxiety because when you look at media today, like, you go on your computer, for example, you watch like a certain video and it goes viral, especially on TikTok. It's going crazy because teenagers are doing viral dances on TikTok. We see media as a different thing, especially. And definitely, I find media like really, there's pros and cons how you use it, and it depends. Some people post content to make money on Instagram, like they post pictures of their dogs. They do like viral things like hashtag generators, it gets crazy out there when you post on social media and it goes viral. They used to hashtag viral. I know there's hashtag generators where they generate hashtags. Um, I I feel passionate talking about media because I love media and I love technology and I love to talk about trend. So when we look at media, it kind of applies to television, it applies to computer, internet access to everything, especially cracking the code, you know, so much things. There's books about media. There's so much you guys can actually like look for media too. And it's really important how we see media as a way, you know. Um, so yeah. So I hope you guys understand what's media about because it's really important to look at media, especially pay attention to the news and where you get articles and who's behind and who's the publishers. Um, Also, there's rights. There's also a law, and then tell you guys about FTC. Is basically a Federal Trade Commission. So Federal Trade Commission government, they're trying to speak the right that are basically, if people are posting false advertisement, you have the right to report that because it's a false information. Where are you getting these information from online, nowadays, and especially data are being collected, you know, and we're talking about these kind of media things because it kind of impacts people's life in society, the way how they see things, and media is so really important, and you gotta be careful what you do on media. It's not safe. Don't ever put like your information because you want to keep things private on media, you know. Especially medias can be really dangerous. There's no privacy at all on media. It's so risky. I'm telling you guys about media. It's so much information. You see people tweeting stuff like Twitter, like, oh, I'm tweeting about he or she and stuff like that. They're assaulting people. That's like a Twitter thing that they do. I think social media has so many impacts in different ways of people's life, and it shapes and forms in different ways, especially, you know. So yeah. Um, Media is really kind of like a content where you create your own thing, like on YouTube. We're talking about like so many different websites. We're talking about Twitch, for example, it's getting so popular now. People go viral based on Twitch because they look on the videos and they go on live, and yeah. So yeah. So when you guys look at me, I want to ask you guys a question. So how do women and male sees like their kind of perceptions of how you look at media? Because I want to hear from you guys for your comments, especially. It's really important to me because I want to know like what you guys are, you know, into in media because there's so many different focus and it depends which path you want to go because media, it's really broad, it's really big, like I said, and it applies to net neutrality, the law, because net neutrality is trying to say like, okay, you have the right to communicate, but be careful how you say things in the language because it might hurt someone. Especially like pronouns are really important how you judge a person's gender because if you misconception and judge someone wrong in the wrong way of, gender, then it kind of salts them in a way. And that's why the reason why pronouns was created, it was created by this guy because he came up with this gender because when you're a little kid, you don't know when you're born. You want to kind of like explore your gender, You're like asking yourself a question when you're a little kid. You're just like, am I a boy? Am I a girl? Am I gay? Am I straight or lesbian? So it applies so many ways in the form. So hope you guys understand what's media now and gender. Like it's really important, especially how we look at politics too. Like so many information out there. Yeah. And I know you guys can do some research on media literacy, and other stuff. Yeah. So yeah. All right, that's it.